Is now a good time to sell your home, or should you wait till next year? I want to share a specific strategy with you that will allow you to get the highest price when you sell, but also the lowest mortgage payment when you buy. This strategy gives you the best of both worlds. Now, this video is a little long, but I want it to be as informative as possible. By the way, I'm a realtor here on the South Shore. Even if you choose not to work with me and you work with another agent, here's my honest advice for 2023. All right, let's get started. This might surprise a lot of people, but based on recent sales data, here's the truth about selling your home in 2023. I've narrowed it down to just 3 things that you need to know before you sell your house. Now, I'll be honest, the first one is bad news, but the second 2 are pretty good news. So I'll start with the bad news to get it out of the way, but watch the video until the end because point number 2 and number 3 are actually good news. Number 1, interest rates are still pretty high relative to where they've been for the past few years. Now, there's 2 dates that you should keep in mind when you're thinking of selling your house this year: October 31st to November 1st and December 12th to the 13th. This is the official dates that the Federal Reserve is meeting to discuss either raising or lowering interest rates. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but it's safe to say that interest rates will remain high for at least the next 6 months. But this is actually an opportunity. Normally, when people think about interest rates being so low, they think it's great for buyers, not sellers, because it makes the monthly mortgage payment cheaper. But it also affects sellers because when buyers have access to cheaper money, they're willing to pay a higher price for a house. In a nutshell, this is what happened in 2021. Obviously, this is great for sellers too. The problem with higher interest rates right now is that when interest rates were so low in 2021, so many people refinanced to lower mortgage rates. In fact, about 85% of homeowners have a mortgage rate right now that's so much lower than the current rates. And they're not really excited about leaving their 3% mortgage rate for a 7%. This, more than anything, is what's keeping inventory really low. For buyers wanting to buy in the South Shore right now, there's just not a lot of homes to look at. But this is true everywhere, not just here in the South Shore. Now, the National Association of Realtors has reported that there were just 1.08 million homes for sale last month, compared to the 1.92 million that were for sale the same month in 2019. In other words, there used to be about twice as many homes for sale than there are right now. So if it feels like there aren't many homes on the market, it's because there's not. So if you want to sell, you'll still get a great price for your home right now, as home prices are still high here on the South Shore, and they'll probably stay that way for the next 5 to 10 years. I'll explain that in a minute. Which leads me to point number 2, which is actually really good news. The second thing you need to know is that home prices are expected to remain stable and probably even increase over the next several years. There's no crash coming. And this is good news because it means that you don't need to stress about trying to time the market perfectly. One of the biggest mistakes I see buyers making right now is they're going to wait until home prices come down or wait until interest rates come down, which isn't necessarily a good strategy. As the old saying goes, don't wait to buy real estate and wait. And this is especially true in 2023 because of one simple word: demographics. The largest generation in American history, millennials, are reaching peak home buying age this year. This ensures that there will be a strong, consistent demand for homes for at least the next 5 to 10 years. In other words, prices aren't coming down. Even when mortgage rates come down, as they're expected to in 2024, home prices will not come down in any major way. In fact, home prices will probably increase in 2024. This is why you shouldn't wait, because you'll probably pay a higher price. When interest rates become cheaper, people will have more purchasing power, and this will bid up the prices on homes. I fully expect to see crazy multiple offer situations again in 2024 when mortgage rates come down. Unfortunately, it will probably feel like 2021 all over again. Which brings me to my third point. The third thing you need to know is a specific prediction for 2024. Interest rates will come down, but competition will go up. This means that it could be harder to buy a home next year than it is this year, even though interest rates will be lower. This is because there'll be more competition next year. We're already seeing this priced into the adjustable rate mortgage market. Usually, you get a better deal in the short term on adjustable rate mortgages, but that's not true right now. And that's because even mortgage investors know that rates are likely to be lower next year. This is why the specific strategy I'm recommending to buy or sell your home this year locks in today's home price. And then simply wait until next year, 2024, to refinance the mortgage at a lower rate. This gives you the best of both worlds. You can lock in today's home prices before they continue to increase next year. And when interest rates drop, you can refinance to a lower rate. Let me know if you have any questions. My cell phone number is 617 694 2890.